everyone, and welcome to Who Won the Week, your weekly dose of TV advertising news and analysis. My name is Aaron Taube. I'm EDO's content marketing manager, and I am joined today once again by Will the Thrill Price. He is EDO's VP of Client Development. Will, how you doing today?
I'm good, Aaron. It's good to be back. It's good to be back and talking about live events and sports and what happened over the past week, which there was quite a bit. So looking forward to it.
All right, well, let's get into it. Did you
Yeah.
see the roast of Tom Brady on Netflix? And if so, what do you make of it, both as a football fan and as a an observer of the TV advertising and media space?
Yeah, I think this was huge news. Another case of sort of getting into culture and Netflix really leaning into live events, live viewing, appointment set viewing. I saw it on all the social feeds. You saw the clips, so if you didn't tune in, you couldn't avoid it. But I thought, look, if you saw it, you saw people did not hold back. I think it was really cool to see athletes come in and test their comedic chops. And for the most part, everyone did really well. But again, they did not hold back. I was worried for some of them and their own earning potential outside of that event to make sure they didn't go too far, say the wrong thing. But I think everything was in great fun. I think the one big thing everyone was wondering coming out of it was the moment that Jeffrey Ross made a crack about Robert Kraft. Tom Brady gets up, whispers into his ear to the effect of, "Hey, cut it out." So the whole world was wondering after that happened, was that real? Was that part of the roast? Was that part of the shtick? But I've seen sort of both sides. It seems like Tom was actually concerned and wanted him to actually cut it out, but sort of doing it in a little bit of good fun. But I think it was a great sort of event for Netflix. A lot of people tuning in. Be interested to see what subscriber numbers look like of people having that FOMO. They're not wanting to miss out of watching that. So I think it's just a tease of what we're going to see more and more from Netflix and other streamers of bringing that live appointment viewing into their mix.
Got it. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. I'm looking forward to seeing it soon. And speaking of roasts and roasting, the NBA playoffs are going on now, and there are commercials playing right now that they've seen them a lot. You're hearing some chatter online about if I see the Wingstop no flex zone ad one more time, I'm just gonna lose it. But one great thing about EDO is that we always say don't listen to what people say, look at what they do, right? It's not about what people are chattering about your ads online. It's about, are those ads effectively driving consumers to search for your brand or download your app or make an order or take these actions that are heavily predictive of future sales and that really drive your business forward. And so I think what I'm interested to see, talking to you, Will, our advertising expert, is um, are these ads working and what's the strategy behind them? So I guess to start at the top, why are these ads airing so frequently? Is it a case that the networks are bundling these ad packages in such a way that the advertisers need to purchase a certain number of ads? Or is it the case that these brands really just want to make sure that they're getting in front of people who are watching the NBA playoffs?
Yeah, Aaron, I think you're right. I think there's a lot of chatter. We're seeing it on social, but it could be a number of things. It could be how networks are bundling these packages for these advertisers. But we also know that live sports is a really engaging environment, especially the playoffs. We have NBA, we have NHL going on right now. Audiences are leaned in. We've seen a lot of really contentious games going in overtime. So I think a lot of it is just about maximizing this opportunity, about really leaning into it. But like you said, even though we see the chatter online, what does the data say? At EDO, we talk about, what are people actually doing versus what they say they're doing. And when we look at the data, it's working. This frequency play, they should be really pleased. Again, leaning into a live sports environment like NBA.
Wow. That's great. And tell me about this Wingstop ad. How is that doing? Is the no flex zone um becoming, a high order volume zone for Wings? I got to workshop the joke. We'll come back next week and I'll have a better joke for everybody. But is this ad working and is it improving week over week?
Yeah,
Do people get tired of these ads or do they, the more they see them, the more responsive they are?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see the no flex zone anywhere from 3 to 6 times during a game. So for a viewer, that may feel like a lot. But again, when we look at the data, people are still engaging with their brand. People are still seeking out Wingstop. And we're seeing performance on an airing by airing data. So we could even look at time of when it aired. Does that drive more engagement? We can run analysis to go, are people searching for other wings places, other chicken places? Does Wingstop sort of lift all boats? But for the Wingstop, their play, they're running a 15-second. It's a frequency play, and it's working. Again, I think the idea of using music in spots is really powerful. We hear that no flex zone. We're sort of primed to know it's a Wingstop commercial, which is a common theme into the AT&T spot where they have the athletes singing a song that everybody knows. So I don't think we're sitting here talking about the frequency and the overrunning of these spots if they're using sort of generic soundtrack or a sound bed, but really using music that people recognize instantly, I think is really powerful. So even though consumers may be commenting that they're seeing these spots often, they're still engaging. They're still seeking out Wingstop online. And we're seeing that in performance improve as the NBA playoffs go on, which I think speaks to the idea as more is on the line with each of these games, or they get more contentious. They go into overtime. We see these really, really strong performance games. We know audiences are more engaged. They hear the no flex zone. They pick up a second device, which we see in our data, and they seek out Wingstop. So again, I think it's another case of what people are saying versus what they're actually doing, which we see in our data.
That's really great. I mean, I was looking up. Before we did the show, we were kind of wondering like what exactly is a no flex zone, and so
Yeah,
we looked up the meaning of the song by Ray Shremmerd, and the two guys who made it said that what it means is don't hate on everybody, just be yourself. And I think that the brands and the fans could really take that advice, and Wingstop is doing a great job. They're just being themselves. They're running their ads. They're
that's right.
blocking out the noise, and
That's right.
they're getting results. So,
And
you know,
I think you
yeah,
get some street cred, Aaron, for not only pronouncing his name right, but also knowing what no flex zone
yeah,
means.
it's two
So,
guys. It's two
yeah,
guys. They're
well done.
brothers. Yeah.
That's right. Look at you.
Um, yeah, thank you. Huge. You know, that's where I'm looking to get street cred is EDO's Who Won the Week. It's definitely this is the place to do it. So anyway, yeah, I guess next week we'll talk Kendrick and Drake. But until then, thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you, Will, for being here. I had a great time, and we'll see you next week for Who Won the Week.
Yeah. Thanks, Aaron.